where she has a Thresh lantern to at least get in. But even when she does get in, it's on the Thresh to get that kill to happen, and the AD carry, you know, to back it up with whatever CC he's got. So it's still not quite the answer there that they're looking for.
Wow, and NIP throwing me for a loop, certainly. They're going to actually steal away the Thresh pick, not Mundo. They're like, you know what? You did the same bans, and that's fine. We're going to go somewhere completely different and ban a support and take Thresh.
So the top laner for SKP has played Trundle and Trundle. If they are suspecting he'll go Trundle again, leave up the Mundo. It's probably ours for the taking. We want to take away what's been the huge playmaker for this SKP team. I like stealing away Thresh. Same thing here. The idea, though, for SKP, they're like, okay, you can have our big playmaker, but we're going to take yours.
Yeah, and of course, they've kept with the Lucian here as well for his Vanillin. Apparently, they liked him on that one. And as a random thought, I feel like I want to know the win-loss record of a team that wins the game 1 of a BO3, runs the same comp, and the win-loss record in game 2 from that. Like the teams that are successful and run the same thing again, because I feel like that doesn't tend to work. I feel like
it's pretty bold to just run the same thing.
Yeah. Certainly backfired this time around for SK Prime. They're going to see if they can pull it out in game 3 here. The Dr. Mundo does come back in an NIP with Vi off the table. Does go back to Lee Sin and Amon. We'll see if he can put out the same performance.
Hovering over another Shyvana? We've already seen 2 jungle Shyvanas. If they jungled Shyvana again and ran a top lane Vi, I think that would be a huge mistake. Vi's laning is not nearly on par with her jungling. So I think that they would probably switch this one up. I'm not quite sure the champion pools for the 2 players, the jungler and the top laner, but if they do lock that in, I'd much rather see the Shyvana up top.
Yeah, I think that's the most likely situation if that does go in, and it is going to be if Lulu support potentially mid. I've seen a couple of guys in my Challenger research play Lulu mid. You never know, but we'll see. And now here we go with Sivir still on the table. Right now we're looking at maybe a Draven pickup here.
I mean, there's not a lot of damage in the first 3 picks here.
True.
Support, then Lee Sin usually goes fairly tanky if he's a jungler, which is probably going to be jungling it again. Mundo as well, not much damage there, mostly meat. So they need way more damage in the last 2 picks than they've already got.
Well, they're still going to hover over the Draven. The LeBlanc has been locked in. So 3 times in a row, Nukeduck wanting this champion. Blind twice as a counterpick to Zed the other time. Apparently happy with it. The Thresh steal is here. Amon back on the Lee Sin that he had a hard time with the first time around. The Dr. Mundo was great for Zorozer. He's going to keep that one up. And now Freeze maybe to play his 3rd AD carry in 3 games. Will it be? It is Draven.
All right, I'm excited to see something shake up the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Because it's been you know, a little bit stale in the beginning. But man, very excited for this Draven because that's where you want to focus one of your early ganks. If you can get him a gank, you know, he'll make the call after he's got enough stacks of adoration. If you can make the call to get an early gank, maybe around like 5 minutes or so is when I usually time it so they can get a BF sword off their first back.
Oh, man.
It's huge for him. If you can get the first kill stacks for Draven enough to get his BF sword, then he crushes lane. Like he's an insane snowball.
I've experienced that. It sucks a little bit. I hate Dravens like that. SK Prime, though, making an adaptation there. Exile going to go over to Gragas this time around and not the Zed again. So a new mid lane matchup here for the first time. But the rest of this coming in through here. And speaking of sort of those timed ganks, I know you can shunpo to a lantern. I assume you can safeguard as well as Lee Sin. And so you can be like, what, like 1,200 range away and be like, and now I'm on top of you.
Yeah, Lee Sin Thresh ganks are pretty funny to watch because not only is Lee Sin already a great lane ganking champion, but you're right, the range is instead, it just gets insane. I don't know, though, because the bottom lane on the other side, wait, what was it locked in? The support. It wasn't Leona. Lulu. Right. The counter engage from Lulu. Like, she doesn't have to play up. She's not one of the melees like Leona or something. She's not going to be that far extended. And she has a great glitter lance for the counter engage slowing you down and speed boost for running away. So
yeah, maybe even Hex Draven if you really have to. But we are into the game, guys. Game 3, the final one here in the quarterfinal. Our first quarterfinal between Ninjas and Pyjamas and SK Gaming Prime, formerly known as Team Kappa Prime. And these guys are here to play and get themselves into the top 4. Challenger points, money, all kinds of fun stuff. A road at the LCS, probably the most important of them, on the line here for these guys. And Nukeduck back to his flask ways.
Yeah, the adaptation they made before, you know, going with the Doran's ring, it worked out pretty well because he had more power for the early gank, and they barely got the kill. So he definitely needed that extra ability power. But this time around, going against Gragas, it is a completely different story. He is going to be dishing out his own damage towards the back line, usually trying to land those barrels to not only take out the creep wave, but also get harass.
You know, interesting thing. This is kind of random, but Nukeduck switches masteries. He's got Biscuiteer this time around. I believe he had regular health potions the other 2 games. So
he did.
Against Gragas, changed masteries. Like, actually, I want better potions this time. So, I don't know. It's fun. I normally don't see that kind of adaptation because AD carry players all run the same runes and masteries on every champion, with, like, Corki and Ezreal being the only exceptions. So it's like, oh, mid laners do different things. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he's got summon utility. Can't tell how deep from that, and we're actually not in the game, so we can't teleport over to Europe and check it out.
Sad face. Zoro0 going to chill in his top lane brush, though. I assume actually he gave up buff duration. You normally see 2109 in every page I've seen. It's just some will give up buff duration for better potions. But that's still an interesting adaptation. We'll see what happens with this one. These guys have put trinket wards down. Mithy going to keep his jungle invade pretty safe. And the same jungle paths that we saw in the first games, the top laner is going to help their jungler start the first camp out. And the 2v2 lane at the bottom.
I think it's because these 2v2 lanes are so closely matched that any small tipping point, like even coming to lane a little bit late from helping a buff, might switch that one. But this time around, Lucian Lulu actually can shove it a little bit harder if they use the Glitter Lance very early. But Freeze has been able to get the first step here, just juggling both spinning axes now, constantly auto-attacking the whole wave.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get a lot of adoration stacked up by the time this all happens. An early Trinket Ward did go down in this lower brush, but I don't know if we're going to see a jungler sneak in just yet here. Freeze and Mithy's still trying to poke out Nukeduck. The interesting thing is I see LeBlanc picked a lot as a counter pick to Gragas, most notably Faker I know does this. And so it's interesting to see Exila pick this one up. Did run Magic Resist Blues, although I would too if I fought a LeBlanc, but it's the matchup so far.
Plus, after he's been doing so well on Zed in the lane phase, you know, even when he was repeat ganked, he was still even up in CS at times.
Wow, and look at that damage on this Vanilla, and that was 2 spinning axes there with the hook from Mithy. Your life is pain. I am sorry, Lucian.
Well, isn't this, you know, one of the AD carries that Freeze was really known for very early that got him sort of one of the reputations of being one of the best AD carries in Europe? Yeah, definitely. So he definitely knows his way around Draven.
Yeah, he is a brutal Draven player. And I just got to point out, lore lane, by the way, Thresh versus Lucian. We'll see who ends up with Senna's soul at the end of it all. Nukeduck right here waiting around as Ginsu is looking to make some plays, but with Nukeduck stuck under his own turret, I don't think he's going to get found.
Now, Nukeduck has been playing pretty passively here. If he doesn't use his W for harass to try and pop a Q or something, then there's not going to be an opening for a gank for Vi, because this early on, the best that he could do would be flash Vault Breaker, and in that case, Nukeduck would also flash. So the best scenario would just be trading flashes, and not a whole lot to be gained there.
Was that for a counter gank, maybe? We had a similar situation. Oh, my God.
There's the aggressive W, though.
Yeah, as soon as Vi ends up leaving, actually, from Ginsu. But I guess my read is that last time this exact situation, Amin ganked with Vi when Exile started pushing up. I guess maybe it was a counter gank from the Vi and just didn't find anything there. Amin chose not to show up. Ginsu going to take out the white camp of his own, but Lee Sin's all the way to the top of the map, stealing away Golem.
Amin is looking to find him early in the jungle, but he didn't find any enemy champion, so just going to counter jungle the big Golem and then look to swing up top. Because Shyvana early doesn't have the escape, but she's also extremely tanky, and Mundo is going to have a hard time getting through that. They might burn a flash here, but it'll be very hard to actually take him all the way down. If they can start out with Mundo Cleavers to start the perma-slow, though, they have a good chance of getting flash.
And they don't even try for it right here. He could have shown up, maybe. He gave up. Yeah, decided not to go for it. Does show back up to mid, though. Vi nearby. Gets you available for the counter. Exila getting jumped on, does not land the chain. Nice jukes there. Dodging them both. Good job, Exila.
Exila is really definitely impressing me, even on Gragas here. Again, the gank returns, but this time around, Vi trying to come in and pick up the slack and answer this threat. He doesn't get himself into a very good position to go for it, though, because Nukeduck, hovering around the opposite side, has such a long gap closer there, the jump, that he could just easily get away.
Yeah, pretty safe there. More counter-juggling, actually. Looks like Ginsu's going to take away one of the big wolves here. Pretty safe stuff. Yeah,
so you may not know this because you're not a jungler, but there's only one big wolf.
What did I say?
Nothing right. One of the big wolves.
One of the big wolves. Yeah, it's fair. Okay. There's one on the other side of the map.
All right, so down bottom, though, we will have a Lee Sin get behind enemy lines.
Ooh, and a nice slow there. Going to actually make Zvanillion force flash just from the stand aside. Nice play there by Freeze. The almost gank happening. And level 6 first from Nukeduck as well.
Not able to pop the R to Q right there, though, so it's a lot of damage missed out in the exchange. And Gragas is just doing fine, shoving him into turret.
Amin sees Exile. A lot of damage coming out early on. He's going to actually chase the body slam. 300 health left. Not going to find too much more. Nukeduck to get a bunch of mana.
So good thing for Nukeduck right there. Exile was not yet level 6. Might have been able to turn that one around because Vi was in the area.
That would have been all kinds of scary. Dropped into a turret. Pain just coming your way. Looks like Exile now level 6. Low on health. Enough mana for now. Double Doran's ring on him. Nukeduck still has not backed to base yet. He's got to have at least over 1,000 gold at this point, I would assume.
Over 1,000 gold.
Yeah, 1,300.
Nice call. Draven's at 1,600, so
BF sword if he wants it.
The old BF sword there is just sitting in wait. He doesn't even have to get a kill.
Awesome stuff there for him. Looks like they're going to actually clear the minion wave pretty quickly here, NIP. They want to back right here with the BF sword gold. And actually a pretty much slower early game laning phase, the exception being 500 gold lead just from minion kills for NIP.
Yeah, and I got to, again, call out Zoro being the constant bully that he is. Even on Mundo, winning early versus Shyvana. Now, we do have to also note, though, this is 4.1. Shyvana did have some damage reduction nerfs that were given to her in this patch. However, she's still been played quite a lot on live and in the smaller tournaments as an early force there that should be able to run Mundo around. However, once again, Zoro able to stand his own and even come out with a nice lead.
Yeah, very well done here by Zoro, and looks like, yeah, just 10 minions, a rush towards the Blade of the Ruin King here for Mozilla. Has boots and the cutlass so far. What's it going to be for Zoro? Most of Sunfire? There's a giant belt. Ooh, interesting.
Negatron cloak.
Moonfire cloak. Doesn't exist, but, you know, whatever. Interesting. So early magic resist, of course, that is Shyvana's damage type here. Ginsu starting away the blue buff should go to Gragas, so these guys are going to trade their buffs pretty equally here. No invades. Well, no invades for major buffs, I should say, by NIP, nor by SK Gaming Prime. We did see invades earlier in the previous game.
All right, we've got a Lee Sin on the bottom side of the map and a pink ward in the tri-bush. So this could be a hotbed for some action.
He's at double golems right now. You're seeing SKP know that they are the scared ones right now. These supports matching builds. A little bit of tanky there. Mythi 6 forcing the jump away from Zvanillion. You're seeing just how much respect SKP is giving the Lee Sin ganks and just the damage that Thresh Draven has.
Yeah, the BF sword to a Phage is an easy exchange for Freeze. He can completely bully right now. So the only thing he has to watch out for is getting too aggressive. This is a beautiful ward that you really want to put a lot in whenever you're facing Vi. It's kind of one of the wards supports got used to placing when they were facing Jarvan, who would pull that same sort of move. But when Vi was released, pretty much does the exact same thing. So that's where you want to get it down.
Looks like a fight now in the jungle right here, actually in the river, I should say. Amin getting knocked around a little bit by Ginsu. A lot of damage coming across. There's the Vault Breaker as well. Oh, Amin getting the kill with the kick Q and the jumps to a ward. Style points there by Amin.
Whoa, he pulls it out of the end. He combos because the damage from his ulti getting Vi even lower for the execute on his Sonic Wave. Oh, man, Ginsu thought he had backup coming, and he had this one in the bag. But no, Amin's able to barely pull it out and then safeguard away. Beautiful play once again.
Hey, man, you said he was looking for the fight right there, and he found it finally. Nukeduck and Exila trading blows. It was a fight we saw a little bit earlier. Nukeduck actually flashed a body slam flash from Exila that would have probably guaranteed a kill. Both these guys really in each other's heads pretty nicely in this one.
Both of them are also starting with those Okay, so let's see this fight one more time. Good job by him. Denti blows. He ultimates when the Q gets on him, and he's close enough here for Gragas to go for an ultimate, but I don't think he had cooldown on his ultimate.
Yeah, it was down.
So because it wasn't available, he wasn't able to do anything but watch his jungler die.
Ooh, lands his body slam though, but Amin is here, and Exile's got not many places to go. Does not quite do enough damage to kill off Nuke Duck, and Ginsu didn't do enough damage to kill Dragon. Ouch.
Rough day at the office here for Ginsu. He's ran into Lee Sin, got murdered, and then decided to go for that dragon kill. I didn't see how close he was to finishing it off. He might have only been a couple attacks away. Yeah, it might have just been 100 health or something there.
He actually burned Smite. He was like really close. He was low enough that he smited it. And just didn't quite do enough damage there. So Dragon now being started here. NIP pretty well in control right there. Blue team picks it up. Ancient Golem already done for Amin. He is actually massive. Ginsu hasn't even gotten the Ruby Crystal for it yet. This Lee Sin is much, much huger than Vi.
Yeah, the Lee Sin influence has really spilled over into the mid lane too. Exile once again was doing really, really well against Nuke Duck. However, Lee Sin came in behind and was able to kill him, just tipping the balance once again in Nuke Duck's favor.
Good stuff by these guys. The help is there, and Nuke Duck is happily floating around. Zoro0 still holding on against Mozilla. Only 4 minions, actually. I guess this will turn into 7 pretty soon, separating these guys. So when Mozilla's not losing the laning phase, this is normally a laning phase you see Shyvana win. So Zoro0 well on his way to be doing the same things he was doing before.
All right, so we've got a little adaptation here in the pink ward from SKP on the bottom side. So he can be confident that Lee Sin won't be attacking from the dragon side, and that one should stay there a while. A lot of people now checking the small little bush, so they don't check this side bush. It's interesting the cycles that the mind games of where people are placing pink wards really go through, because once you get into a trend, then a new spot becomes the hot spot to put it.
And we've seen something like that with level 1s as well, where very few teams start with any wards at all. You know there's 0 ward vision for the first minute and a half. And then occasionally we see a team be like, yeah, we'll invade with a Thresh Hook and then catch you out and kill you. We saw that in EG's game against Coast, I believe it was. We're just like, yeah, we know you're going to sit there in this brush because everyone doesn't and has no wards. And I feel like we're going to see more teams start pulling the adaptation out where they know they're walking through darkness and can make plays.
Amin has just been camping mid here, looking for another play, but Ginsu's ready to answer this time.
Yeah, he was there, didn't find much, so going to disengage and clear the minions around one more time. The minion kills still good for Exile in this lane.
Oh, he caught him once again.
Amin's going to find this. Oh my god, what the play! Oh, man.
All right.
He's dead.
I'm going to wait for the replay on that one, but I'm pretty sure he started the Lee Sin dragon kick and then flashed over.
Yeah.
It's something that you can do. Scuba Chris in the Challenger of North American Series was famous for doing that a lot. It's just extra style points. Starting the kick and flashing to the other side before the kick goes off, he will go backwards here. So, okay, so he's got the Q on him. Oh, okay, what was the flash kick there? Getting him away from that wall. And Ginsu still had to burn his flash. Now there's just so much bouncing around because LeBlanc has 2 different Ws to go back for. Nuke Duck decided he wanted to get in close range to see the finish there, and actually goes back into the R.
Vi ulted the Lee Sin, right? And not the LeBlanc. I was wondering if like Nuke Duck was trying to like pull Vi to the other side of the wall if she had been targeted instead. And it was like, I'm going to pull you way out here. Screw you. Didn't happen. Either way, though, the kill picked up 3-0 and a whole bunch of style points for Amin. Seems to be a very good pickup for NIP. Not going to lie. He's doing really well so far. 3-0. Boots mobility just now picked up 14.5 minutes in. No Ancient Golem yet for Ginsu, unfortunately. Very different start for these junglers. And let's see what's going on right there. Again, the harass on his bottom lane's Vanillin. Not too happy. The pull onto 6. Will NIP go in for this one? Looks like they're giving a lot of space to the Lulu. Pops a Wild Grass as well. Pops her own flash and freeze. Will now start the push. Not going to find anything, though.
Touch the edge of the box and flash there. A little bit of misplay, but they're baiting in freeze.
Here we go. Culling doing some good damage on a 400 health. With a jump in for Amin. Lands the Q on a Ginsu. Freeze. Gets the cash in. That's going to be a whole bunch of money 15 minutes in. Kicks back Ginsu as well. He's got nowhere to go. Double kill for Freeze. 56 gold that time for
Ginsu thought they could bait him further in, but there was a ward in that side lane bush, and he was just wasting time standing there while Amin comes in to save the day once again. He is just dominating Ginsu pretty much this game. Really, really tough break there. The ward in the side bush paying off huge for Nip.
Guys, wards win games. Please buy them when you're playing League of Legends. They're really useful things. NIP in a very happy place now, 5,000 gold ahead, and the push starting in all kinds of places on the map. Bottom lane turret did go down, mid lane down to half. Top lane, they're just kind of sitting there fighting each other. No one really cares right now. But Nukeduck killing these minions off and keeping the pressure on here as Xyla is forced to just take these minions up for himself.
Yeah, let's take a look at that old top lane. Check back in. Yep, nothing's changed.
They're actually farming. They actually have the highest minion scores in the game. I actually rarely see that for top lane.
They're focused, Freak. This is what laser focus does for you.
Minions only. I'll regen. Back off. These are all his. That's nice.
Exactly. Using the quick shield there to burn down all the minions one tick. Prime them up for himself.
You know, it's one of very few toggle abilities with an actual cooldown when you turn it off. It's like 3-ish seconds. Oh,
flash! Flash!
Knocks into the wall right there. Nukeduck dropping a little bit low, down to about 40%. Ginsu goes in onto the main target, but here comes Amin. Do they have the damage? Oh, the juke from Nukeduck! Let's see, can Jukeduck get away again? He's going to get jumped on with the Vault Breaker, still running, but here comes Six. Jumps over to the side. Xyla still in the fight with Amin. The roots coming by. Xyla still getting chased. That is not a kill picked up. I believe Lulu even stopped the Q in with their ulti, and now it's Vanillin forcing Amin away. And no one even died there.
Not even Jukeduck? What in the world? He got the second chain off there, and Ginsu was not able to finish him off. Long ride through the jungle.
Man.
Very, very exhausting work. But with everybody coming up to the mid lane here, SKP have the advantage, and they're able to get the turret damage down.
Oh my gosh, you guys, you League of Legends YouTubers got your work cut out for you. I love these games because they're all so individually skilled. These plays happen all the freaking time, and they are fun to watch. A lot of high-level play right here by these guys. NIP back in for their second dragon, I believe second dragon of this game.
Gragas is coming in, and he's going to have the combo available very soon.
But Six might be getting hit right here. Look at the damage out, but Amin picks that one up pretty safely. Dragon's still taking even more pain. Okay, there's a barrel. Nukeduck's going to push him back, and that's the ulti gone.
Was that Draven's? Oh, no, that was Thresh's voice. That was a deep, deep thank you there from Mythy. Able to secure that kill onto Six.
There we go. Ooh. Okay, Xyla forced back. Here we go.
Now, yeah, okay, never mind. Zillin's getting in trouble here.
Vanilla, you do have flash, you do have Barry. The flash pull in, the barrier freeze, chase it, do it, it's worth it. 300 gold for the kill, 176 for his stacks, and a 3-0-1 Draven. Getting rich because of the League of Draven. Pretty happy stuff.
Yeah, he's going to have complete rule over this bottom lane now. The turret's gone. They're 7-0 with the stronger jungler who's now got mobility boots. Should be pretty safe for them to keep pushed up.
Oh, nothing found by Xyla. Oh, that was a bit of an overextension, but might have baited in for Ginsu. Ignite, one more tick. Gets him. Nukeduck still in this fight now, forcing back Ginsu 1v2 and wins it.
Did you say get some or gets him?
Gets him.
Get some.
I'm not Duke Nukem.
LeBlanc was able to dodge pretty much every single ability from Gragas there. That was very well played by Nukeduck.
I gotta say though,
gotta give him props for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But now that you mentioned get some, I mean, if you switch the words around, his name is basically Duck Nukem. It's really close. I feel like this is a thing here. There's a lot of nicknames for this guy in this game. I've got like 4 so far in this series.
He does keep playing LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Her job is to nuke him, all right.
That's true. All right, guys, SKP very much on the back foot, down almost 9,000 gold now. It's just been getting worse and worse. Uh-oh, Amin does get caught out here, jumps to a ward. He's really quick with those.
His Lee Sin play is definitely admirable this time around, redeeming himself from the first game.
Mozilla might get deleted right here. He's going to go in forwards. Can he get knocked down? Yeah, he's going to go down. Nukeduck taking him away. Says, I like Chrome.
All right, Nukeduck's you know, he's tired of sitting around in that mid lane. He's making plays now. The turret is down, so his roaming potential is through the roof. I'd even like to see him switch out his trinket ward for a sweeping lens so he can get into those positions, you know, make sure that he is 100% confident there. He's not seen out by any vision of SKP, and pull out some more really nice assassinations.
See if we can find any more. 0-2 so far for Nukeduck. A pretty good part of this game. Most of these players actually have been part of about 4 kills, with Amin being well above at 6. He's been really everywhere, making a lot of stuff happen. Freeze is gigantic, though. I just got to point out, Bloodthirster and
Zoro is not afraid, even though they had a ward on try.
We'll see if they can take him down. 500 health left on him, still running away. A lot of damage coming across, and he will go down. Ginsu claims that one, and the celebratory Gragas ulti to make sure he goes nowhere. That's going to be the first kill on the board for SK Prime, but they've got a long way to go. Mozilla getting caught up here again. Freeze jumping onto this one, getting the crits there with his axes. Ignite will do enough, and Mythy claims a kill for himself.
Freeze
1-0-4.
Makes him stand aside, and Mythy threads the hook right through. Really good coordination and communication with that duo lane.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely amazing. Really good play there by NAP. Actually, sitting just out of vision of a ward. I like this spot. Okay, now he sees. But it was cool for a second. Oh, he's going to pull in a friend. Can he?
He's got no friends. He was getting a soul.
There we go. All right, at least they want to be a friend.
Somebody would click it. He knew somebody would click it.
Just click the lantern. Just do it.
At this stage, this is looking a lot like that game 2.
Yeah, it is.
And Nip, they do have the teleport, so they can have Mundo split pushing. And since he's got a Spirit Visage plus Sunfire combo, which is the go-to combo there for Mundo, he can be a beast up there split pushing by himself, and they can play the slow game, wait for him to slowly gain objectives up from up in the top. But they also have the ability to use Thresh's hook and just wait until they grab somebody juicy.
Yeah, there's all kinds of good things available for these guys. 0-0 finally now building his minion kill lead as well. You talked about that slow play as well. He's actually winning the heads up now on top of the objective game with the teleport. 27 minions now, putting Zoro above, and actually zones Mozilla away from his own turret so he can put some damage into this one. Freeze happy to kill off more minions. 905 damage crits, by the way, on spinning axes. A lot of pain right there. Turret goes down successfully, and Zoro still pushing around Mozilla.
This is going to be a while, guys, though, so
half HP.
Take a seat here and watch.
Missy's a dragon.
The hook's going to take it. Okay. Too long.
Not enough.
They make the counter engage on Freeze, though. They've got him.
Earlier barrier still getting knocked around there and has a lantern to run to. It doesn't need it. Ginsu forced away. Exile is going to go down. Nice pickup by Amin. 5-0-2. Ginsu's got nowhere to go. Nukeduck picks that one up as well. This is a really good fight there as everyone is falling from SK Prime. 6 drops down. 320 gold for that one. The ulti coming across. Vanillin not having place, and 0-0 just does not care about this. A second tier turret is likely to follow as well. 13-1 so far, NIP.
SKP re-engage, but they're still a 4 versus 5 in the red side jungle because their tank was the one who took the early aggression and had to go back. There was no Mozilla that could join, so unless you can burst your target down, you don't go for that pick. They were trying to catch out Freeze and burst him, but since he's got so much lifesteal as well, he was able to just immediately lifesteal back up. Like, there's nobody around to really capitalize on that Vi ultimate. 6 had to flash to get in range. And Amin takes out the damage. He's basically screening for Freeze right here, catching Exile and making sure that there was no follow-up damage. So Freeze ends this fight at full health, even though he was initiated on by the Vi and Flash Lulu. He ends up chasing him back to base.
And meanwhile, you just see Nukeduck wreaking havoc through the back line. Then 6 just doesn't have really anywhere to go. And you're just seeing Freeze get richer and richer throughout this game. So, look at this. Last Whisper. I mean, 3-item 80 carry at 24 minutes is already massive. You've got barely 1.5 for Vanillin right now. Ninjas and Pyjamas well in control here. And man, I mean, just think about how rough that game 1 was and how rough their last couple months has been. And NIP are just showing themselves a whole lot stronger, and Amin especially really showing up. Vanillin nowhere to go. Oh my god!
That was a
Let
freeze.
him get it.
That was a freeze crit.
Yeah,
that was beautiful. He's gone with the awe factor build. It's all attack damage, so a single attack. He's just going for the giant single attack there. Pure attack damage and penetration coming in for him. So you get those moments where he can literally just take out half of someone's life bar with one single hit.
And I know there's actually one Draven player, Doublelift, actually goes Trinity Force on him as well for even more just gigantic Q crits. And we'll see if we see that much else. I expect Static Shiv, it's the likely pickup. I've even seen Phantom Dancer, actually, because you can walk through minions, which will help you pick up axes. There's actually all 3 Zeal items can be good on Draven. I like those choices. They all have useful parts to them.
Yeah, especially since he's already got Infinity Edge. That would be a beautiful pickup for him.
See what he goes for. NIP. 0-0 top lane, and they're starting to turn the screws in, all 5 near the top side. They're getting ready to go.
They're closing in here. 0-0 did have to use his ultimate, though, and he's still only at half life.
Oof.
So is Exile, though.
Yeah. You should have followed up that Q. Come on, Amin. Be a man. All right. Forcing him back. No mid laner now for SK Prime. He's forced to heal. Xyla, also a young German player, 16, I believe, as well, actually. Looks like Swede's performing a little bit better this one. Freeze going to find the knockup.
Very dangerous to go near Freeze.
Yeah, he will shatter you pretty quickly right here. Let's see where they go with this one. NIP looking for the mid lane. 0-0 alone, split pushing top. Pretty standard spot for him.
He's been holding on to his teleport the whole time, so he can join the fight. He'll just be there a little bit late. So all that the rest of NiP have to do is buy that extra couple of seconds, and they can disengage pretty easily here, actually.
Newtek running away. Mozilla locked up. The dive in onto Mithy. The dive in onto Freeze as well. Here comes the backline of NIP trying to stay alive. Gitsu flashing over the wall. Looks like the knock-in onto Amin. He's going to go down, but a trade kill onto Vi. Now Exile is taking a bunch of pain. 0-0 chasing him down. The pull onto Mozilla, who's going to pick that up. Well, Freeze will get 6 first, and then he'll join up. Mozilla, one attack, picks it up. 54 gold for that one. The hook lands onto Vanillin. The Lantern to Freeze, and that AD carry is going down. Ace picked up there for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Looks like they will be able to take a bunch of this base.
Stylish flash hook there from Mithy over the wall to grab the last kill and the ace. This is going to be NiP full reign over the SKP base.
And there is the surrender coming out. 27 minutes in. Ninjas in Pyjamas 2-1 over SK Prime, and they're going to join the top 4. These guys keeping their LCS road hopes alive.
They're definitely alive. They look really good, too. In the last 2 games, at least, came out very strong. First game, I think that their opponents for the previous game, or for their next matches, are going to want to study exactly what SKP did to get to that point, because that was really the only point that there was any weakness that we saw in this team.
Yeah, completely shut him down. Good job there by NIP. I think 3 deaths total in the last 2 games. Really impressive play. But now that tonight's quarterfinal match is quietly resting in our match history, let's take a look at the updated Challenger Series bracket.